Okay, let's do it. I'm feeling it. I think we're there. I think we got there. Okay. Nikita put us over the edge. She put us over the edge. Let's do this. This is like it's giving like fitness instructor in a Zumba class. That's what I feel like I try to embody. Zumba instructor. Let's go. Let's get there. Yes, Chloe. Keep those knees up. Okay, let's do it. Okay? I feel like we're ready. Spirits, angels, and guides, ascended masters, loved ones, teachers, positive ancestors. Kristen just realized that was 100% accurate. Give me the overall energy here as it relates to my collective in love. What do they need to know at this time? Oh, damn. So I feel like something shifted in this collective last night with that new moon. Keep those knees up. Something did shift with this collective with the new moon. This is a collective that I feel like feels much more at peace about where they are in their love life. There's this energy of, yeah, whatever is meant for me is meant for me, right? Feeling a little bit more at ease, feeling a bit more grounded, feeling more at peace, feeling like something shifted in you, even like beyond last 24 hours, but even like the last few weeks. This is a collective that feels like they have experienced a shift that they're now finally recognizing. And it feels really good. This is energy of like, I feel grounded. I feel at ease. And this peace does feel good. The peace feels good to the extent where I feel like y'all are realizing that if you stay in this place, you could have anything you want in love. If you stay grounded, if you maintain a state of emotional balance, if you stay in that place of emotional harmony, you can literally manifest anything you desire in love. But when you start to get in that place of disorientation or discombobulation, or you allow that emotional volatility to set in, anything can take you away with the wind. Anything can take you off course, right? This is a collective that is like, I feel more at peace as long as I stay here. I have the ability to manifest anything I desire as it relates to love, okay? This is Virgo energy, okay? So y'all could have Virgo in your chart prominently or be dealing with a Virgo, or maybe attract a lot of Virgos. But this is also the energy of experiencing some growing pains that are finally now paying off. Because y'all experienced some growth, and it feels like it's been uncomfortable, to be honest. I feel like there's been growth for this collective that for some time felt like you were paddling upstream. That felt like you were going against the grain, that felt like you were fighting against resistance. It was really uncomfortable for some time. And I feel like for most of you, you were fighting it until you didn't anymore. That's where you are now. You're not fighting it. You're seeing this growth as an opportunity to evolve, to transcend, to become the best version of yourself. Because the principle of manifestation is not just about what you're manifesting, but it's also about the person you become during your manifestation, right? How we evolve, or how we become aware of our gifts, how we become aware of our ability to actually call in what is meant for us. But the way that we call in what is meant for us is I identify where we are on the path, okay? Dang. Enough of virtual outing to the moon over a mountain through a storm. What do we need to know in terms of this collective in love? What is the energy of the person they're connected to at this time? Damn. So there's somebody here that you're connected to that I feel like is watching you. For some of you, not all. Okay, we're not going to make assumptions here. But there are some of you that are connected to someone that you're in separation with. Okay? This is somebody who could currently be focusing on a family situation. Or there could be third-party energy. Doesn't have to be. But there's definitely this energy of like somebody who's watching you, monitoring you, assessing you, maybe following you on different social media accounts from fake profiles, seeing what you're doing. They definitely have an eye on you. But I feel like this is somebody who's kind of playing it safe right now. Or taking the easy route. Like doing things that feel easy because that feels peaceful for them. Truly. Okay? Could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You could be a fire sign. I also have Virgo energy here. I also have air energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. Tell me a little bit more about the situation. What do we need to know? So this is, oh dang. I feel like this is somebody who doesn't want to accept the truth. This is somebody who would rather create their own truth than accept the truth. This is somebody that I feel has had this breakthrough, but I feel like it's almost like a breakthrough in the 3D, like a breakthrough that it's easier to take a certain path and route. And it's almost like they're not allowing that epiphany to take them far enough. The true epiphany is that they need to continue to evolve to fight for their truth. The true epiphany and breakthrough should be, I want to be able to evolve to the best version of myself. But I feel like this is somebody who found a micro breakthrough and is like leaning fully into it. And that micro breakthrough is, if I maintain whatever I have, it makes my life easier. If I maintain whatever I have going on, it makes me feel more at peace, makes me feel more at ease. I don't have to try as hard. I don't have to work as hard. I don't have to grow or evolve, because growth is uncomfortable. Spiritual growth ain't for the faint of heart. Y'all know. For most of you in this collective, you've gone through a lot of painful, formative spiritual growth in the last 12 months in particular. Tell me more about the spiritual growth that was experienced on my collective side. Yes, it is, Janessa. What do we need to know about the growth on my collective side? Woo, dang. Y'all have been doing it by planting new seeds for yourself. It's taken some time, though. Some of you have been planting new seeds and the seeds weren't germinating. You're getting frustrated and you're like, well, when is my rebirth coming? When is my new cycle coming? I feel like Spirit was like, be at peace, my child. Like, I'm with you. I'm supporting you. But we want to make sure that the seeds you're planting are actually seeds of intention. And I feel for some time, this was a collective that was maybe planting seeds towards a relationship with this person in particular, despite the fact that this was somebody that there wasn't, at least in that time or even in the present, you couldn't experience growth with. And I feel that you were in some ways prevented from getting too deep with this person. I feel like for many of you, you were spiritually protected to not plant deeper seeds with this person, because this was something that wasn't going to ever harvest, at least not up until this time. Okay? So tell me, what is the rebirth my collective is experiencing at this time? A lot of you, the reason why you're experiencing this rebirth is because you made a final decision to honor yourself. You made a final decision to honor yourself, regardless of what was going on the other side of the fence. And I truly feel for a lot of you, that's what it feels like. It feels like this is somebody you don't see a lot, or you're not able to connect with a lot. So for some of you, you're making a lot of assumptions about what was going on in this person's life. And some of those assumptions were coming from an intuitive place, but I feel some of them are coming from an egoistic place, what you wanted it to be. And I feel that now there's this decision here on your side to not make any more assumptions, to not do any more investigative work, to not even need to figure out what's going on with this person. You're looking at this like, whatever is going on is going on. I am focusing on myself. I know that I'm worthy. I know that I am the prize. And that actually feels like the opportunity here for growth and rebirth. The rebirth has taken place because you made a formal commitment to choose yourself. To choose yourself. And that is what has reset the karmic balance here. The karmic balance has been reset because you chose yourself. Because maybe for some time you were trying to get this person's attention and be the most handsome or most beautiful person, or be the most attractive or captivating or interesting person. Share this person with your best, everything that you could potentially offer in order to be able to attract this person to you. And Spirit was like, we don't want this person for you, at least not in this current form. This is somebody who's taking the easy way out. You're somebody who chooses the harder path, but the path that's associated with formative growth. You're somebody that is meant to evolve and transform and continue to transcend to become the spiritual being that can help guide the collective. You're not somebody that's meant to choose the easy route. And I actually feel like this was a divine intervention for most of you. Okay? It could, again, be an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. I feel for a lot of you it was difficult. It was difficult to make this decision to choose yourself. It was really difficult. But it feels like the reason why maybe for some time it had a lot of challenges associated with it was because you were unsure. There was a lot of confusion. You didn't know what the truth was. And I feel like now you're choosing your own truth. You're like, I don't even need to know what this person's truth is. My truth is that these seeds aren't growing. These seeds ain't germinating. Okay? My truth is that these seeds died months ago. And I need to take my seeds and plant them in a place in which they can grow, in which they can flourish, in which they can expand, in which you can actually not only plant those seeds, but see that growth be experienced, and then actually enjoy the literal fruits of your labors or flowers of your labors, like actually be able to enjoy the scent and the taste of everything that you've planted. Where up until this time, you haven't been able to experience that. You've planted a shit ton of seeds, but you haven't seen any fertility, okay? For some of you, fertility was a question here. For others, it was around family. For some of you, this is somebody who chose someone else because of family or fertility or children, okay? Or feeling obligated to a family. What do we need to know specifically about my collective choosing themselves at this time? How can they continue to do so? Damn. So, y'all, I feel like the difference between where you are now and where you were is that not only you're choosing yourself, but you're doing so for the right reasons. In the past, I feel like you chose yourself to prove a point. To be like, look at me, I'm choosing myself. Look at me, I'm a bad bitch. I'm a bad manager, whatever. It's like you were choosing yourself to be able to front on this person, or to get their attention, or to show them that you were able to do so. And I don't see you doing that anymore. You're choosing yourself because you know it's the right decision to make. That feels inspiring. That feels motivating to you. That is bringing you a lot of passion and excitement. And yeah, some of you have been recently seeing the let them Mel Robbins, or something around letting this person do what they need to do. And then that frees you up to do what you want to do, what you need to do, what you deserve to do. Okay? For many of you, you're about to experience a significant harvest of abundance that you would not be able to receive with this relationship. That's what the difference is here. I feel that this is a collective, you in it, made a calculated decision based on the fact that you knew you deserved an abundant harvest, an abundance of love, an abundance of time, an abundance of resources within your partnership, right? Accepting that scarcity was something over time that drained you, that depleted you. And it feels like now this is a collective that is actually pushing away or rejecting anything that can deplete you, simply because you know the power of those seeds being planted in the right place. You've seen it. You know it. You know it from other areas of your life. When you plant your seeds in the right place, they grow, they harvest, and you know what it feels like to actually enjoy and experience that. That is powerful. Okay? That's powerful. What else we need to know about this collective in particular? How can they continue to take the high road here, evolve in their higher path? Yeah, for many of you, it is about trusting the universe and divine timing. Not always easy, easier said than done. I feel what blocks you from, in some ways, being able to feel like you can trust. For many of you, you just need to go into an extended separation from this person to the extent where you start to feel more like yourself again. I feel for a lot of you, there was something you were trying to find in this person that is actually abundantly available in you, abundantly available around you. But it feels like there was a seeking from this person. But truthfully, you were mirroring this person for a time, right? There was a like-type frequency here. You drew them in, and again, they were projecting back what you were projecting into them. So for many of you, you have all of the things you were seeking from this person. You have everything you were desiring from them. It's all available within you. Okay? Now, what does this person think about the fact that they're taking the easy route? Let's spill a little bit of tea. Ooh, this person's dreaming about you. So the more this person avoids making a decision on this, because I feel like y'all have made a decision. The difference is, I don't feel like this person has. Isn't that an interesting distinction? You might think this person has made a decision, but they haven't. Y'all have made a decision. You have made a decision to choose your higher self. You've made a decision to evolve beyond this. You've made a decision to walk away. You've made a decision to plant new seeds. You've made a decision to attract the abundance you desire. You've made a decision to trust the universe. You've made a decision to grow, to expand. You've made a decision to allow yourself to feel emboldened and impassioned by a new path that is now available. You see a clearing in the distance. You're excited to move towards it. You've already made that decision. You made the decision for this person, but they don't think that. This is somebody that thinks that they still have time to make a decision, that there's still ample opportunity for them to choose a path with you. And it feels like there's a lot of avoidance on this side. Heavy avoidant energy, okay? Why is this person avoiding this energy? Damn. Oof. Oof. See, I can see why you had empathy for this person. It's like, it takes a lot of energy to be able to mask the amount of shame this person has, right? Shame for choosing a path that feels like selling out. It takes a lot of energy to actually get to the point where you're actually overconfident about a decision that spiritually you know is not aligned. That's how much reverse engineering do you have to do to get to that place? Where you're like, not only do I not disagree with this, I firmly agree. Damn, like, what does that have to feel like on a daily basis? Y'all are spiritually evolved enough. When you are out of alignment, you feel uncomfortable. I'm going to tell you something about yourself. When you're out of alignment, you might get headaches, migraines, you don't sleep properly, you feel a little bit of fuzziness, tension, extra sensitivity. Y'all are in a place in which you have ascended to a point on the path where when you are out of alignment, when you're not spiritually grounded, when it's not in a state of integrity within your spiritual principles, you do not feel comfortable in that place. You don't like to be in between two worlds. You don't like to choose something that doesn't feel right to you. You don't like to do something that feels like it is not intuitively true to who you are. You don't feel comfortable in that energy. You won't feel comfortable in that energy because of the spiritual work that you've done on yourself. Now this Mama Jamma, this Mama Jam over here, this is somebody who's gotten too comfortable selling out because that's become their default, right? Their default. And I don't feel like this is an issue of like karmic retribution, okay? I think we need to back away from this to the extent where you can almost both observe yourself and this person from a neutral place. This is not about pointing a finger at this person. This is just about recognizing and reflecting on where they are and just knowing that it's in such a different place from where you are. This is somebody who does feel depleted at this time and is going out of their way to convince themselves that they're happy where they are. But that takes a lot, like we said, a lot of egoistic reverse engineering, right? And all the meanwhile, as this person suppresses what they actually desire, they dream about you nightly. For a lot of you, this is somebody who's constantly dreaming about you. For some of you, this is somebody who's actually tried to connect with other people, even beyond, if there is a third party situation, further people to try to represent you in their life, just because they know that you're not going to be able to be in the same way that you were in the past in this relationship. They know that you expect more now, but that hasn't been successful. They can't replace you. They simply cannot replace you. And it feels like they're coming to a rude awakening around that. What do we need to know about this relationship moving forward? What do we need to know? What is this person's next actions towards my collective, if anything? So y'all need to get ready, because I do feel like this is somebody who is going to come forward. This is somebody that I feel, oof, because I love you all, I'm going to tell y'all the real tea, nothing but the tea. This is a harsh truth, tough love reading, but it's necessary, okay? Because real truths cut deep, but they provide finality, clarity, and the ability to make a good decision, a decision that's grounded in a factual truth. This is somebody that I feel goes to be replenished by this circumstance, whether it's family or third party. They go back there and they try to make things work. They try to repair things. It doesn't work. They always go back to the same issues. They always come back to the same problems in that relationship. The fact that they're stuck in the past, the fact that they're trying to find something in it that doesn't exist, the fact that it's not balanced, that partner is robbing from them, essentially. Taking from them, robbing from them, someone who's not on their level, but they're still choosing that relationship, forcing it to become balanced, trying to find a way to find harmony when the harmony does not exist. It is a harmony that is almost like falsely propped. It's like perpetuated based on these principles of if I continue to overexert myself, there'll be balance. But that's not true balance, right? And for a lot of you, yeah, this is this person's karma, right? This is this person's karma, but they're choosing this circumstance in which they're being disenfranchised. They go to this relationship to replenish themselves because it feels like it's what they're supposed to do, right? And ultimately they end up being disappointed. And every time they get disappointed or every time things don't work out, guess who they come forward to? Guess what they do? They come back forward towards you. All of a sudden, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, new energy and ability to invest in the relationship. All excited to talk to you and talked about all the time that has passed since you last connected. Coming forward to be able to let you know that they're ready for some type of renewal. And again, I'm not saying this to judge this person. I'm saying this to let you in on their inner world. So you can see how broken they are. You can see how broken they are. And I feel when you met this person, you were broken too, but not anymore. See, that's the difference. You have put yourself back together. You have been able to keep yourself in a place in which you've been at peace or at even keel for some time, but you have taken strides to heal, to evolve, to grow. You ain't broken anymore, okay? Maybe there's a little bit of some rough edges from what you put back together with some Elmer's glue, but you ain't broken, okay? You're holding it together, and you're making it look good, truly. For what you've been through, you look good, okay? And it feels like this is somebody who is coming back forward, but still in that state of brokenness. Still in that state of brokenness, but repairing themselves from a standpoint of their ego. It's like they may come forward and just talk about like work stuff or just talk about surface level stuff. And yeah, I don't feel like you're going to be interested. I feel for many of you, what's going to take place here is this is somebody who's going to come forward in the next month. I'm feeling energy in the next 30 days. More particularly if this is a Capricorn, I feel Capricorn energy. I feel Aries energy. I feel Taurus energy here. Okay. It could also be an Aquarius in the next 30 days. This is somebody who's going to come forward with some type of desire for renewal or new opportunities, but they're still clinging to an old comfort zone. And I feel for some time you were part of that comfort zone. But I don't see you letting this person get comfortable with you anymore. No, ma'am. No, mister. I don't see you doing it. You're not going to let this person get comfortable for you to be uncomfortable. You're not going to have it. You had it officially, right? And listen, I feel for some of you, this is even a little bit more messy, okay? This is a little bit of a telenovela, okay? For some of you, when you met this person, you could have been connected to someone too. Or you were still heavily dealing with the karma of someone from your past. So this is not a situation of blaming or shaming or judging. But this is about observing and being able to observe from a place of neutrality and partiality to see it for what it is and not for what it ain't, for what it is. Okay? Both of you can't take your eyes off each other. Both of you are going to be struggling with detaching from each other here. But I feel like you're going to end up doing a better job at it. And the difference is for you in this collective, you're the kind of person where once you lose investment in someone, once you lose feelings, you don't get them back. They'll never be back. But it takes you a while to get to that place, right? It takes you a while to get to that place. But when you get there, you are done. You're like, thoughts and prayers. I don't know you. Wish you the best. Vaya con Dios. Have a wonderful life. Love to love you, but not anymore. So that's the key here, okay? I feel like this is somebody who is going to not do the work because they were avoiding doing the work because doing the work would have to force them to acknowledge that they're not happy. So they're not going to do the work. And you are. Most of y'all are really doing the work. Like doing the work to the extent where a few months from now, this person's going to reach out and you'll be like, who? New phone, who this? Like, you're not even going to know who this. Like, that's the level of a shift that you're going to experience because you're willing to do the work. You're willing to face those uncomfortable feelings. You're willing to process through it. You're willing to be able to continue to evolve and transcend. This individual, they cannot break that facade. They cannot in any way like reprogram that worldview because that worldview keeps them stable to some degree and allows them to continue to justify this energy of selling out. And if they admitted that they weren't truly happy, that would force them to make some difficult decisions. And I see that this is somebody who's not willing to allow themselves to get in that place. Now, for this collective, I do feel like this is a very strong spiritual connection. Okay, and I know we say that a lot to the point where maybe it diminishes the meaning. This connection specifically, I do feel, is prominent in your life, will always be one of the strongest spiritual connections, and is very possible for most of you. This is a twin flame energy, someone with a past life synastry, someone that you have a similar shared history with. But even all that being said, it actually feels like this is a connection that is meant to go through extended and continuous periods of separation. As uncomfortable as it is. Because both of y'all are very strong-willed. But not only is this a strong connection, both of y'all are stubborn as fuck. Strong-willed, stubborn, determined, right? And your person over here is very determined to do absolutely nothing. Very determined to sit on their hands. Very determined to hide like an ostrich in the sand, okay? Very determined to sell out to the lowest bidder. And over here on your side, you're determined to heal. So again, two opposing energies at this time, right? Two opposing energies. And these two opposing energies are meant right now to be in separation. This is one of those cases like we saw in the collective yesterday, continuing on with that energy of sometimes separation is necessary because you have to realize that you're not at a point of alignment. And for some of y'all, it's not about saying like goodbye forever. For some of you, it's like don't even leave a forwarding address. You've had enough conversations. They know what you want. They know where you stand. For those of you who are like, I just need to say this to this person. No, you don't. Let me be the first to tell you, no, you don't. You have nothing to say. There's nothing to say. Have that conversation with yourself. Have the conversation with your guides. Have the conversation with your friends. Have that conversation, most importantly, before you go to bed at night, journal that conversation, okay? They know. You've said everything you need to say. You've expressed everything you need to express. Yeah. Send it to Gemini or ChatGPT. Send it to the AI gods, okay? But you've said everything you need to say. And I feel for many of you, it's not about saying anything. You've said enough. It's about feeling how you feel and then pushing through it. keeping it pushing, okay? Because sometimes once you said everything you need to say, the only thing that's left to do is feel the feelings, process through the feelings, grieve through those feelings, and keep moving forward. And it's the ego that says, I need to let you go forever and tell you I'm going to slam the door in your face and show you what you did to me. That's ego, right? That comes from a place of ego. It's the soul that says, I'm going to leave you here on the path because I'm going to continue to evolve. It's not about showing the other person anything. It's not about teaching them a lesson. It's not about forcing them to come back crawling on their knees. It's about focusing on your highest path and evolving on your highest path in order for you to know that you are continuing to stay committed to what's most important to you at this time on your energy, which is growth. Most of you are in this very growth mindset energy right now. You're focusing on growth in all areas of your life. So any Samantha stagnant over here is not going to be appealing to you. It's not attractive to you to be around someone who's not growing. If they ain't growing, they going, right? It's true. If they're not growing, they can't encourage you to grow. There's nothing additive to the relationship, right? So leaving them in peace, yeah, it is fun to be in the ego sometimes, but it doesn't really help us. It doesn't really help us. I feel like this is a collective that's like, I need to stop trying to make this into something. I need to stop trying to defend myself. I feel like y'all have said enough. You need to feel your feelings and then continue to create this solid foundation in your own life in order to be able to move towards a higher path. And truthfully, Shilpa, incorrect, right? Because this person can't use you unless you let them. Last time I checked, y'all were powerful as fuck. No one can use you. No one can take advantage of you. No one can victimize you unless you allow them to do so. And I actually feel like the only reason this person was using or victimizing to begin with was because they were doing that to themselves. This is somebody who has a very small concept of their self-worth or their value. And that translates into their relationships, unfortunately. Right? So I feel like this is this energy of just accepting that there is so much growth, but it is going to be had in separation for this collective, and not needing to have this door slam moment, this dramatic turn of events in which you have this final tear-stained conversation. Unnecessary. Okay? Unnecessary. You said all you need to say. Okay? So, what is the future of this connection? Let's get to what we really want to look into. What's the future of this connection after periods of growth? What will take place on this person's side? 33,000 likes too. Threes are significant at this time. You could be seeing threes. Again, third energy. For a lot of you, again, the reason why this person, again, was attracted into your life and you attracted them is because you both had a blockage around emotional intimacy. A lot of y'all who were like, we wonder why there's so many third-party relationships in the spiritual realm. Ever wonder why every fourth reading on your free page is about a third-party relationship? It's just so common. There's an entire world of just third-party readings. Ever wonder why? It's because people are emotionally unavailable. Emotional unavailability, lack of emotional intimacy, inability to be vulnerable, right? What do we do when we're unable to be vulnerable? We bring new people into the mix. We make it complicated. We add a distraction. We add an intermediate. We need to be able to have a blockage between ourselves and true intimacy, right? Third-party relationships. And not to say that there isn't true love and like star-crossed lovers and Romeo and Juliet. I'm a Pisces, okay? I can hold space for that too. But in this case, I feel like it was a little bit of both, which made things extra complicated. For a lot of you, this is a love that is very true. This is a strong spiritual connection and a real love. There is real love here, which we haven't really talked too much in this reading because I feel like that wasn't the most helpful information for you. But there is real love here. But it's also a little bit toxica, right? It's a love that is not being allowed to thrive or flourish because of these other intermediates, because of these other distractions. And I feel like right now, the path that you're on is this path. This is your path. Love never dies. I can see all obstacles in my way. Yeah, you can see clearly now. The rain is gone. For some time, this was something that was emotionally very much affecting you. It was preventing you from feeling like you could move forward in any specific path. You felt like you were being tied down, held down. You don't feel that anymore. You don't feel that anymore. And I feel like this is a collective that is seeing things very clearly, like acutely clear. Now, this connection moving forward, I see the work that this person's going to do. They need to learn how to nurture themselves. They need to learn how to be compassionate to themselves. I don't see that they're there yet. So again, for those of you who are like, why didn't this person nurture me? Why didn't they show me love? Why weren't they affectionate? This is somebody who probably works 52 hours a day, whether it's for their job or their family. It's like this person could not find a self-care roadmap if it was handed to them. This is somebody who does not have the inclination towards caring for themselves, right? And I feel like this is somebody who didn't know how to nurture themselves. So of course they couldn't nurture you. The growth they're experiencing on this side, I do see that they are in the process of taking steps towards healing, to the potential for the two of you to have a future state of integration in divine union. But divine union is about meeting each other where you are and not where you'd like each other to be. See the distinction? Where you actually are. That's the key. The first step is a level of trust that you build in each other when you say, I accept you where you are. I allow you to move forward in love in whichever path you choose. I choose to see you in your truth and accept you in that truth, and I choose to move forward. And it feels like this is a collective that is having to first accept this person in their current state of truth, even if to you it feels like depravity, even if to you this feels like spiritual bypassing, even if to you this feels illogical. Choosing to not see from a lens of judgment. Choosing to accept someone where they are in the same way that you would hope someone accepted you where you were before you went through this process of healing and enlightenment. Because you weren't always as evolved as you are today. You had to progress through difficult points of self-healing, self-awareness. It hasn't been easy. So there is this energy here of accepting this person where they are, taking a step back, and allowing things to evolve as they do. Okay? Now, the growth on your side as you move forward, I feel like this period of distance, this period of separation is actually going to be magical for y'all. Because it feels like it's helping you really see what is real in your life, what adds real benefit to your life, or what's something that you actually need to move away from because it's just a temptation. This is a connection that I feel like, again, is always going to feel tempting to you. But the universe is working with you to say, don't allow yourself to be tempted. Don't allow yourself to be tempted until you can actually see this person in their truth and your higher self can honor the truth that they are in or that they're presenting. Then you must see it as a temptation. Anything that is out of alignment with your higher self and a relationship that is in a state of balance with your higher self is simply a temptation. And you agreeing to that temptation is an act of self-deception. Damn, I'm just roasting y'all, but it's true. Okay? I have been there. We've all been there, okay? This is not coming from a place of judgment. This is coming from a place of benevolence. This is coming from a place of wanting to help you be free from anything that holds you back, okay? Okay, what do we need to do as we move forward here? What is the future of this relationship? What do we need to know? Damn. Okay, so Spirit was like, I don't want you to know about the future. Spirit was like, be here. Be here for a moment. Be present. I think that's a big lesson for this connection as well for a lot of you, right? Everything was always about what they could be like in the future. Will things get better in the future? Will they somehow work? Will we have a happily ever after? Will there be a fairy tale ending, right? Will they drop their family off at a bus stop and come to see me? I feel like for a lot of y'all it's always been this like elusive future path, okay? And some of you are like, I want to know about the future so badly. I want to know about the future so I want to know so badly about the future. But for some of y'all, I just thought that. Some of y'all, you were meant to be in this state of presence. So Spirit can gift you abundance that is available to you now. Even so future focused that perhaps have lost the plot in terms of what is actually available or being given to you in this moment. And I know that this is a hard pill to swallow, right? Because there was no truth that you knew to be more true than what this person was to be to you. There was no truth that felt more acute. But it also feels like that was a truth that maybe for some time was a truth that was beneficial because it helps you heal, right? Trying to understand that truth or trying to, we'll say, rectify with that truth was what pushed you into deeper healing. Trying to understand, why do I feel this way? What is the purpose? That definitely helped you in many ways. So for those of you who are like, oh, but I know the truth. Well, you did then, but the truth can shift and fluctuate over time. Okay. So let's see. Let's get some insight despite spirits pushing us back here. Let's see. We'll ask one more time. What is the future of this connection based on the current energy? What do we need to know? Okay. So for many of you, at least initially, this is somebody who's going to do something that you feel makes you uncomfortable, or do something that causes you to, detach in the way that you've been detaching, but with more finality. For some of you, you're just looking at this like, I can't look at this anymore. I can't be in the context of this in alignment with my higher self. So for a lot of you, there's going to be some type of tower moment that forces you to see this person in the way that they are. And that tower moment is going to put you in a place in which you're like, nope, my third eye fully activated. And I have full clarity and truth. And now I can move forward towards my highest path. In that moment, when your third eye is activated, when you're seeing things clearly, when you're moving forward, what this person is going to experience is deep regrets. Deep regrets. And the regrets they're going to experience around the fact that they did repress what they truly desired here. Right? Repress what they truly desired here. Twin flame energy. Twin flame energy here for most of you. This is somebody who truly did repress a lot of what they desired, repress what they could essentially heal. Because instead of choosing a higher path, they choose a lower path. Right? They choose a lower path. And it feels like the higher path for this person is something that they still feel unworthy of. Okay? So the final outcome of this relationship in the long-term future, I feel for a lot of you, there will be a new opportunity. Okay? There will be a new opportunity. I feel like this is going to be an opportunity, though, for you on your side to take a step back and allow yourself to be able to, again, activate your third eye and see this for what it is. See this for what it is. Many of you are recognizing your psychic gifts at this time, or your spiritual gifts, seeing things more clearly than you ever have. And maybe even recognizing your ability to work with the energy is more proficient than it's ever been. So for a lot of you, you have enough gifts that are being offered to you, not as a distraction, but as a reward for not overly focusing on this connection, in order to be able to help you as well illuminate the path forward and navigate the path forward. Okay? Do I see that this relationship with this person is over? Absolutely not. For most of you, this is not a relationship that's over. But here's the awful thing that some of y'all are not going to want to hear. This is somebody who needs to keep suffering a little bit more. This is somebody who needs to keep suffering a little bit more. Okay? This is somebody who needs to keep suffering a little bit more. And somebody that needs to be able to experience what is a lack mindset, or some type of lack of abundant mindset that is preventing them from being able to make big strides here, or make a decision that could actually benefit their best and highest good. And I don't feel like they're there yet. So this is somebody who has a high pain tolerance simply because they've experienced a lot of pain a lot of their life. But I do feel like this is somebody who needs to be able to experience even more of this, and particularly needs to experience the lack of you. For some of you, y'all thought you were filling this person's cup up. You thought that you were gassing them up, helping them grow, helping them heal, helping inspire them. You were the plug that was keeping them in an old life, because you were this one glimmer of hope. You were the promise of what could be without having to do the work. But they can't have that anymore. They can't do that anymore. They got to do the work. So it feels like, yeah, you were charging them. You were charging them. So if this is somebody who I feel like is going to be forced to do the work, because I don't see y'all doing it for them anymore. Divine masculine, divine feminine energy, okay? Twin flame energy for most of you. And I also feel like there's this reflection within the twin flame journey of, is this actually for the purpose of romantic reconnection or reunion? Or are we placed along each other's paths to make each other the best version of each other? The best version of ourselves? I feel for many of you, this person's purpose in your life was to make you the best possible version of yourself. So then you could choose 3 energy, right? Choose from options as you broaden your horizons, what the path is that is most aligned with you. And yes, you woke each other up. You woke each other up. Definitely. Okay. Full higher self activation because of the intensity you experienced. Okay. So I feel for many of you, damn, this is the last message in this collective. Then we're going to do some career messages. Okay. For many of you, right now, it's about you having the courage to make a change here. You having the courage to make a change. If you can have the courage to make a change because you're actually open to receiving what is meant for you, this person can be inspired to do the same, right? But both of you have been living in fear in this connection. Y'all are going to hate this message, but that's the truth. Both of you have been living in fear. This person has been living in fear that they couldn't have you, but also that they were going to lose their other situation, or that they were going to lose this life that they had cultivated. And on your side, y'all were living in fear because you're like, this person doesn't actually care. He doesn't actually want me. Doesn't want a future with me. Fear on both sides. Fear is not an effective fuel. Fear is like putting sugar in your gas tank. Temporary, cheap fuel, right? Temporarily through a source of anxiety, through a source of cortisol pumping through your veins. Maybe you feel invigorated. Maybe you feel energized, but it's temporary, right? Love, that is the only true fuel that we could use to power our path. So for most of you, yes, let this person go with love. Let this person go with love. Send them divine energy. And as well as you do so, as you send them this healing energy, this divine energy, allow yourself to be open to receive all that it is in the future path. Don't determine what that looks like right now. Don't force yourself to even look that far ahead. Be here, be in the present, but have the courage to make the change. Okay? I hope that message was helpful for my collective. Sending so much love, positive energy, and abundance. If you guys resonated with that message, 1111 down below to let me know that that was yours. Okay? Yes. Yes, we are going to do some free questions, but I will do some career messages first. You're welcome. Let me know, did you guys resonate with that message? Did that feel like Spirit was sharing that message with you directly? Let me know. Okay, let's do a few career messages. Let me know, guys. Paul. Oh. Paul, you gotta wash that woman right out of your hair, I swear. You want my unsolicited opinion? Okay. Let's do some career messages. Courtney. Very direct. She's like, oh my God, it burns. You guys want some aloe? I always give tough love because for me, tough love has been the most helpful for me on my path. Because I can absolutely delulu with the best of them, okay? But tough love cuts through all the BS. That's personal. Okay, let's get some career messages. For those who are wanting a career message, I want to hear hell yes in this room. I want to get some excitement. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know that if you're here that you need a career message. You need a tissue. Yes. Let me know. Because I'm leaving. Yeah. Y'all make me laugh. Also, just so you guys know, the collective messages are posted on YouTube. If you don't already follow there, go follow there. I do all of the collective replays. If you ever want a little bit of love, a little bit of romance, a little bit of fun, something to play while you go to sleep, make sure to follow on YouTube. Okay. And we are prospectively going live there in the future as well. Okay, so what does this collective need to know as it relates to career at this time? Spirits, angels, and guides, ascended masters, loved ones, teachers, positive ancestors. Overall energy here on my collective in career. Okay. So I heard it's Mercy Me Tarot, Chachki. Mercy Me Tarot. On all platforms, Mercy Me Tarot. So I heard searching for meaning. Searching for meaning. Okay. I do feel like this is a collective that is searching for meaning as it relates to their career at this time. What else we need to know about this collective? Yeah, this is also a collective that feels like they're in this place in which they're unsure whether or not they should be walking away from something, or unsure whether or not they should be letting go of something. I feel that there is this challenge around, am I satisfied enough where I am, right? Am I satisfied enough where I am? And for some of you, you've realized, like, you've cracked the code. You're like, if I actually feel fulfilled, yeah, I can make a lot of money. You can generate a lot of abundance, right? If you're in a place in which you feel like you're spiritually aligned, but you feel like you're neither right now. You don't feel spiritually fulfilled. You don't feel emotionally fulfilled, and you do not feel financially compensated. So a lot of y'all are in a difficult position. You feel stuck. You feel like maybe you've tried to walk away from this in the past or tried to try other things. Nothing really fit. Maybe you're questioning, like, do I go back to school? Do I try something completely different? But there's definitely this energy of like, I don't feel emotionally tethered to what I'm doing. Truthfully, here's a good poll. This is a good interlude, okay? This is a quiz for those of you who are here. What do you think is the most important criteria for people in terms of quality of satisfaction within their career? The number one criteria that brings people the most satisfaction in their career. This is a quiz. I want y'all to answer down below. Let me know what you think it is. What is the number one criteria? I'll give you guys a minute. something purpose, being of service, lost puppy, fulfillment, joy, being happy while doing it, serving others, fulfilling purpose. Yes. It's this. It's this. This right here. That is based on data, based on research. The number one criteria, the number one aspect of what brings someone fulfillment in a job is whether or not what they're doing matters. Like, does what I do actually matter? Is it improving anyone's life? Is it actually creating any type of impact in the world? What is this? What is the footprint? What are the ramifications or outcomes of the efforts that I'm making? Am I changing the world, or am I even changing one person's life? It doesn't even have to be the world. It doesn't have to be this lofty, aspirational, like Aquarian goal. It's like humanitarian principle. But for a lot, it's wishing that you're creating an impact. And for many of you, you're not feeling like you're creating an impact, which is why it's tough for you to be emotionally fulfilled by what you're doing, because you don't feel like what you're doing matters. Maybe you feel like no one's really watching you or observing you, or nobody's really rewarding you or celebrating the work that you're doing. What does my collective feel about decisions they can make around their career at this time? Some of you feel like you're painted into a corner. Like there's only so much you can do because of the circumstances you're in. And it feels like you're carrying a lot of burdens around this. Some of you have to be responsible for not only yourself, but family. So like children, family, some of you like support your family members. But it feels like you have a large burden of responsibility. And you're having a difficult time justifying making a big decision because of this. Because you feel like you have to carry so much. But for some of you, I feel like this is what is important to focus in on. It's like, just because you're responsible for a lot doesn't mean that you're not worthy of taking a chance. Doesn't mean you're not worthy of being able to take a risk, right? Particularly as it relates to following your heart. Okay? What does my collective need to know about any chance they would take in their career at this time? Dang. Y'all, this is a collective that I feel like is just craving and desiring that state of emotional expression and fulfillment. But you feel guilty. There's some guilt here. For some of you, you have an ancestral wound that says, just be happy with what you're doing. You got 3 square meals and a roof over your head. Does that sound familiar to some of you? You know, as long as you're paying the bills, right? Does that sound familiar? Some of you had a feminine energy, a mother, maybe a single mom or single father, someone that made you feel as if you had to accept whatever was offered because the world was an unsavory or unfavorable place. That you lived in a world in which you should just be happy to get by. And that maybe there was this understanding that that world wasn't necessarily conducive to you growing or achieving or being able to establish yourself in a way that was aspirational. Being able to be like truly wealthy or be in a position in which your life was just abundant. It wasn't something that ever felt like it was relatable to you. And I feel like there's that frame of reference is the biggest challenge here for this collective. You feel guilty about taking any type of stride. It's almost like you're like, that's silly. That's a silly thing to do. Okay, what do we need to know about this collective? What action should they be taking towards their career at this time? I feel for many of you, it is time for expansion. It's time for expansion. Ooh! This is connected to your destiny. This is connected to your destiny. For the first time, I feel like this is a collective that has to, similar to the love situation, choose their higher self. Choose yourself. Choose to be able to move towards uncharted terrain or some type of new path. There's a chance here that's required. Now, for some of you who aren't trying something brand new, but there's some fears here around how to move beyond a limitation or a state of impasse, I feel that you're working through those fears. It does feel like the energy is going to shift around this and you're going to feel like you're more motivated or you have more self-belief. But it feels like right now, there is this limiting belief set that I feel like is holding this collective back. Tell me a little bit more of what's holding them back. What do we need to know? Yeah. For some of you, this cycle in your life at this time and the new cycle that you're embarking on is inextricably connected to this idea of rejecting anything that feels like you're holding on to it just because it's something to hold on to. Holding on to it just because it's some type of piece or some type of crumb, when truthfully you know you deserve so much more. Okay? So for those of you who have been stuck at a dead-end job, and it's not about trying something brand new, it's just about like putting yourself out there or going to apply for a new job, maybe same industry, same field, or even putting yourself up for a promotion, but you've been holding yourself back. This is this energy of being able to see beyond, again, that limitation, that old mindset belief system. that kept you accepting whatever was offered to you with a thank you. Being like, thank you so much for this crumb. It was delicious. And this is a collective that's like, damn, I want the whole loaf. I'm ready for the whole loaf. It's safe, comfortable, yes. But I feel like there's this energy here of moving out of that safe, comfortable energy. Okay? And Mars retrograde in Pisces is difficult because we're wanting to move forward, but we feel like we're being held back, right? We feel like we're being discouraged to take action. But that Piscean energy is bringing up a lot of heavy emotions around this. It's like we feel like we're being kept somewhere, even though we don't feel like it's actually right for us ultimately. And it also feels emotionally uncomfortable to be here. Okay? So, please, sir, I'd like some more. What is the future for this collective in their career? What do they need to know? Hi, Kim. Damn. So, I see that this is a collective that has some inner work or inner battles to fight. But on the other side of these inner battles, particularly, I see the month of September being significant in terms of most of you attracting in a brand new opportunity. But this isn't just any opportunity. This is an opportunity that feels like it changes your life. And I don't say that lightly. This is an opportunity that feels like it shifts you into a completely new reality. But it's because you put that effort into yourself to recognize that you are worthy of it, right? To be able to get to the place where you can actually see yourself in that world. That's the difference. You can see by that time, by that early fall time frame, you'll be able to see yourself in this world of success and recognition and feeling appreciated, right? Feeling recognized for your work. At that time where you finally can see yourself, that's when the world's going to see you, right? That's when this opportunity sees you because you see yourself in it. So over the next few months, I feel like this is a collective that needs to work on finding happiness in knowing that they are working towards this outcome. Okay, maybe you don't make a change overnight, but continue to stay committed to this path of understanding what you need in order to feel like you're making yourself proud. Okay, and yes, there's opportunity to have the leaves to grow. You're planting deep roots like a tree into the earth. Once those roots have become grounded in the earth, once they've extended into the earth's core, at that time you can see this expansive growth above the soil. For most of you, this is going to be the happiest time you've ever been in your career, not simply because you are gaining more wealth or success or status. That's part of it. But it's because you're going to be seen and appreciated and acknowledged. But it's because you're doing the same for yourself. Okay? So I hope that message was helpful for my collective, sending so much love, positive energy, and abundance. If you enjoyed that collective career message, 777, let me know that you're ready to take a stand for yourself. That you're ready to stand up for what's right. And that you're ready to be seen trying. Some of you need to be seen trying. Some of you need to stop being cautious about being seen, trying things that are new.